Hello, friends. How are you? Like Dave here. I hope everyone's doing awesome. I woke up this morning. I had this really crazy dream. One of those dreams that kind of stick with you. I had this dream. Thankfully, it was a dream that I was walking this dry creek bed, much like I did last week, followed that creek bed. But on either side of me were these massive, huge cliffs, these stone cliffs. Do you ever have a dream or a nightmare, when you wake up, you can't shake it for like the whole morning? Or, I mean, I've had dreams that affect the whole day, right? But this one, like, it affected my whole entire morning. So I had this dream that I didn't know where I was. I had no clue where I was, and I couldn't get out. It was like this. It was like like a canyon, right? And the walls were so high. Like, I'm on either side of me. I'm looking up, and it looked like these walls were miles high. Like, I was completely trapped. I was lost. I didn't know where I was, and I'm panicking in my dream. The nightmare. I'm calling this a nightmare. It wasn't a dream at all. And I can't find my way out. And like, this canyon that I'm walking has all these twists and turns, and I couldn't see the end of it. Like, I look behind me, it's nothing but canyon walls. Like, so I kind of get jolted awake. I sit up. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. I look at the clock. It's 5:12 in the morning. And I'm thinking, well, I'm up now. There's no, like, my heart was racing. So I go downstairs. I put on a pot of coffee. I go in my living room. And generally what I do is I'll open my laptop. And I'm like, I can't shake this feeling that I've got. Like, I'm like, I don't, I have never been in the Grand Canyon. I've gone and visited the Grand Canyon 25 years ago. I wonder what was digging around here. Little dig in there, little dig over there, little woodland creature digging for something. So I have seen the Grand Canyon. I've stood on the rim of the Grand Canyon, and again, 25 years ago. And I'm like, why would I have I don't know. So I'm like, that's weird. Like, of all the places I would have a dream about, it would be someplace I went many years ago. And like, that's, so I open my laptop, and I'm like, I wonder how many people visit the Grand Canyon. And I don't know what it was. You have to forgive me, because I had to write some of this stuff down. So that way I don't get the people, oh, it's not 4.5 million, it's 5.2 million. I don't want to get into that. So forget the Grand Canyon for a moment. I was like, I wonder, like, what are the top, I Googled, what are the top 10 most visited national parks in the country? And so I get a list, and I'm writing it down. There's Glacier National Park, Grand Teton. I write down all of these, the top 10 places. Now I've got, So I'm like looking into all this. I'm like, why does this seem so familiar? I go, oh, I know why. David Paulides has done this. I mean, this missing 411 has been done over and over and over again. But I was still, I'm like, well, David Paulides said, you know what I mean? He said so. So that must be true. There's no information, got to be true. I'm like, well, who says, right? I never looked to see. I just was going on David Paulides. I trust him. You know, I'm not, but you know, I'm no ex-law enforcement person or anything like that. I don't have access to anything special, but let me check. Just, you know what I mean? Just for the what ifs of it. What if maybe I come across something? Maybe something has been updated. So I get the list. Hey, Bear. I get the list. We've got Glacier National Park, Montana, the Grand Teton National Park, Idaho, Acadia National Park, that's right in my neck of the woods, up in Maine. That's just kind of hanging out all by its onesies. Oh, tree there. Acadia in Maine, Olympic National Park, Olympic National Park, Washington, Yellowstone. Let's see, Zion National Park, Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado. What else we got? We got, let's see, Rocky Mountain, Yosemite National Park, California, Grand Canyon, which is apparently I was lost in the Grand Canyon, it felt like, in my nightmare. Arizona, Great Smoky National Park. That's a top 10. Most, ooh, I walked into that one, most visited. So I thought, all right, look, you know, look what I did. I got some information off the Google machine, and it took me, you know, half an hour to look these up and to just jot them down in my little list here on my flashcards. I said, well, okay, I wonder how many people visit these. What makes it most visited? Like, how much is a lot? Is it hundreds of thousands? Like, I'm thinking in my mind, there's got to be hundreds of thousands of people that go visit the Grand Canyon, for instance. I'm like, well, let's go down the list. So that's the 10 most visited. I'm like, well, for instance, Glacier National Park, 2.9 million. That's almost 3 million. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people. And I'm like, is that a year? And yes, of course, that's per year. I'm not going to go down the list of, I'll just kind of give it kind of a approximate. Grand Teton National, 3.4 per year. Acadia National Park, 4 million, just under, it's like 3.9. The Olympic National, approximately 3 million. Yellowstone, which is very famous, they get, Yellowstone gets approximately 4.2 million people per year. And I'm like, they do a great number of, they're great at keeping stats on who visits. I'm thinking to myself, I'm proud of them, that's great. So Zion National Park in Utah, 4.2 million visitors. Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado, approximately 4.5 million visitors annually. Yosemite, 5.2. The Grand Canyon, Arizona, 5.9. Check this out. The Great Smoky Mountain National Park, 11.3 million people per year visit this place. Understandable. These places are beautiful. I get it. You know. So I'm like, wow, that's incredible. I go, let me do something here. So I took the name of all 10 national parks, and I said, okay, let's go down the list one by one. Look at that over there. There's that sounds again up top of the ridge. Hello. So let's do the old Google, the Google run. Glacier National Park. So I go, how many people missing? And I've got my phone in my hand and I have my laptop open. So as I'm looking at the amount of visitors, instead of refreshing the page and going to how many people have gone missing, I just figured I'd have a little chat with my phone. So I just asked my phone, I'm going up there. How many people have gone missing in Glacier National Park? And I put since 2000, the year 2000, just to kind of, what's that? All right, focus, Dave. So, you know what the Google said on my phone? Google said 12, at least 12 people. And that was a stat from 2019. So 12 people have gone missing. I thought that's weird. So I look how many missing people. I went to my laptop and I thought, well, let me do the same. So I go onto my laptop and it tells me because the national park does not maintain a public list, that number is not available. And I thought, well, isn't that weird? Because my phone just told me that there's 12 people missing. So that's weird. So I'm like, why am I getting conflicting numbers or different numbers when I Google on my phone compared to Googling it on my laptop? Strange. I have no answer for that as of today, but it is, I just think it's odd. Let me get up here. You guys, if you even knew how many cobwebs and spider webs I just walked through, you would be freaked out. I don't want to talk about it. Why'd you bring it up? Oh, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm on that old logging road. So, okay. Then I look at, I look up missing people on my laptop for the Grand Teton. And it tells me the same thing. The National Park Service does not maintain a public list of missing people. So I turn to my phone and I ask my phone, dear Google. Now, so I asked my phone, and you know what the phone told me? 1 or 2 people have gone missing in the Grand Teton. That's right. 1 or 2. Now I'm scratching my head. So I keep digging. Arcadia, not available on either my phone or the laptop. Yellowstone, in the past, this is what my phone said, not my laptop. In the past few years, 10 to 12 people have gone missing in Yellowstone. Well, that's strange. Now, I'm thinking my phone really should communicate with my laptop to get their story straight. So in Zion National Park, they do not the Park Service does not maintain a public list. But my phone, well, do you think my phone had the same answer? No, it did not. My phone said that there are 29 cold cases of missing people dating back to 1958. 1958. Now, I'm like my third cup of coffee deep, and now I'm simultaneously talking to my phone and Googling on my laptop this information. And why is it different? I don't know. Let's see, Rocky Mountain National Park. This is from Listverse. I put that in quotes. This is where this information from my phone came from. That in the Rocky Mountain National Park, 10 people are missing. And that is from February 28th, 2024. And then in the same article, it says there is not a public available number. I said, well, let's do this same test with Yosemite. Again, on my laptop, this list is not available. It's not publicly available. Yet on my phone says that there are 33 unsolved missing people currently in Yosemite. Very odd. The Grand Canyon, that's on my laptop, there are no definitive number. My phone says 1,100 people have gone missing between 2018 and 2023 or 24. I forget which it was, but I wrote down 23 or 24. The Great Smoky Mountains. My laptop, the Park Service does not provide publicly that information. My phone tells me that there's 5 confirmed missing cases since 1934, and that in one of those is the well-known Dennis Martin missing case. That I wonder why that is. Now and then, after a pot of coffee, and I'm doing all this searching around on Google, and I think to myself, sometimes I really think I'm stupid, because this is not a brand new revelation. I'm not uncovering some grand, mysterious cover-up, because this has been done. David Paulides has done this already. Again, and I feel, as I'm doing these searches, I'm like, the interest in it is real for me. I'm like, why don't they say, like, and then I'm like, well, how do they know how many people visited? So if they have a number that, say, for instance, 4 million people visited the Grand Teton National Park, so what, they have you sign up? Like, how? I don't get that. So I Googled, how do they keep track of those numbers? And the answer was strange. It was from traffic, doors. So they bet. So when they have a door counter, and then from like a general consensus. So that number, whoa, that number is completely pulled right out of their side pocket, because that is a complete guess. So I just think it's weird. Why would the public information on visitors in the national parks be so, It's so readily available. They're so transparent. Look at us. We're going to let you know how many, look how awesome our national park is, that millions of people visit every year and come and see the sights, the sounds, and the wonders of it all, right? But yet, so it's like you keep track of who's coming in, but no one gives a crap about who's leaving. I would think that's fairly important. That's kind of a number that, you know, it's not a number of who uses the bathroom or who gets a taco. It's a literally the number of people that enter should match the number of people coming out. Would you not agree with that? I don't know. And I know, again, David Paulides has done this, and this is no new thing. But having that nightmare this morning, and that caused me to open up my laptop, simultaneously referring to my phone, sitting there with a piping hot cup of coffee next to me, and the sun isn't even up yet. And like, why? I was really stumped to why the numbers are different from my laptop to my phone. I just thought it was strange. I know there's probably nothing to it, nothing to see here, but hey, it's food for thought. You know, just saying. I don't know. Well, that's today's PSA. They keep track of who comes in, but they do not care who leaves, apparently. And you know what? They know. They know the number of people that have gone missing in these places. And of course, you know, and the bigger the place that gets visited, the more visitors, the more missing. That's just mathematically how that adds up. I'm pretty sure no one's ever gone missing in my backyard. But then again, people don't visit my backyard. So it's like a Bigfoot sighting. You need to have two things. You need to have, or three things. You need to have a Bigfoot. You need to have someone see the Bigfoot, and you need to have someone report the Bigfoot. And the same could be said with the number of missing people. You count them when they come in, and then you count them when they come out. And then you do some pretty simple math to find out, is everybody out? And if not, okay, now there's 2 people missing. So there you go. So you can't tell me it can't be done. It's not being done, or it is being done, and it's intentionally being withheld, which that's information I'd like to know. If I took my family, you know, say a family of 5, go visit one of these national parks. If I look on my phone and Google that 50% of the people that visit this national park never come out, I'm not going to that national park because I don't like the odds. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for clicking. I had to get that nightmare, to get that off my chest. That was the strangest, in recent memory, one of the oddest nightmare / dreams I've had that affected my whole entire morning. Oh boy, I'll tell you. Thank you so much, guys, for clicking. I really do appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. And I will definitely see you guys on the next one.